Hey folks, it is VannKraken. It is a Friday night World of Warships Legends stream. Here we are in World of Warships land. We're going to dive into the relatively clean pool of World of Warships Legends. I cannot say it is a clean pool. It approximates more of a cesspool probably on the PC side of the game right now. So hey, I can't think of a more appropriate name for a current campaign than Shock and Awe, given what we've been watching and reading, again, on the PC side of the game and on the Reddit community, Discord. It's been a very crazy week. Going on a week. It was last Friday night that I think the news broke about the community contributor program and all of the departures. So rather interesting, my friends. I am VannKraken. We try to have a desalinated stream here. A lot of fun. Some tips and tricks on how to get better at World of Warships Legends. And some bleed over. We do talk about PC quite a bit too, because some of us in this channel, including me, play both games. I played PC for, good God, it's going to be 6 years. The 6-year anniversary coming up, I've been playing PC all 6 years. This Thanksgiving time, and I've been doing Legends since the alpha test period, so it's a great game. It's a fun game. I'm not as happy with the company that produces it right now. It's been kind of a bummer week if you're a real wargaming title fan like I've been for quite a long time, and a World of Warships fan especially like I have been for a long time. So hey, we're gonna get going here. Moist Dumplings, good to see you, Moist. How are you, my friend? How is Florida these days? You guys still hot down there? I know it's interesting in Florida too for a completely different reason, which you won't bring up and bum people out about, but anyway, hey, we're gonna do just a quick overview of what's going on tonight, a little quick recap of what we're gonna try to get done. As you can see on my screen, I've got some work to do on Shock and Awe campaign this week. I think I played a little bit 2 nights ago, and that's it, but we can complete all of our goals, endurance and shakedown, concurrently, so it's kind of where they said they were gonna give us a break this time. So, and that's panning out. It's been a little bit easier. I can't complain. But we do have some work to get done from that perspective. Moy says, hot, rainy, humid in Florida. Yeah, I can imagine. I've been there. Earliest I've been there is early September. Been there the first week of September. So I know that can be pretty uncomfortable. Well, you're probably a heck of a lot more used to it than I would be, or when I've gone too. So Florida is damn hot and humid. Bussy, ya boy, what's up, my friend? How are you? Little different from the humidity of England and the heat to the humidity of Florida, for sure. Very, very different climates. Been to both, just haven't got to spend nearly as much time in the UK as I would have liked to. Short trip. So how are you guys? How's it going? I'm gonna try to get some stuff knocked out. I'm going to be able to hopefully stream for a couple hours. Would like to get back on again this weekend at some point as well, for sure. Let's quickly run through what I want to highlight with you guys tonight as far as what we're going to go over in this stream. So first off, Weekly Havoc Shakedown. We're trying to get that knocked out as quickly as possible. We are still working on British and French line grinds. Tiers 6 to 7. Are the main things we're still working on. The great news is we've gotten to tier 7, or got to tier 7 on quite a few of the lines we were working on, but we got to do upgrades. Last weekend, the 5 times, hopefully you guys took full advantage of that 5 times weekend. I'll tell you guys, I went 11-0 last Saturday. I did the stream. No, was it last Saturday? No, maybe it was last Friday. Or Sunday. Maybe it was Sunday. Was it a Sunday stream I did? I can't even keep track of time. It's been too nutty. Maybe it was Sunday. But after a pretty early stream on Sunday, I got back on Sunday night, and I won like 4 more straight. I went 11-0. I was absolutely shocked. I knocked off every boat I wanted to get 5 times on Sunday, which was amazing because I didn't play on Saturday. So I got a huge amount of progress done on my line grind ships, and hopefully you did too. Garrus over on the YouTube side, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. So we're also going to try to get some games in Tennessee, at least 1 win, getting very close, stone's throw of North Carolina. So I'm super excited about that. I want to grab my North Carolina. Just want to go to the right side of the stream goals there too. Let's chat. Hitman6406, who has probably the biggest following, yeah boy is a mod for Hitman, is having a 12-hour charity stream tomorrow, Saturday, which starts at 10 a.m. UK time. I'm not exactly sure what time that is my time. It's probably relatively early, like very early AM, I want to say for me. Like probably like 5 or 6 a.m., maybe 5 a.m., running till 10 o'clock at night UK time. So that's a stream for charity. So if you can stop by his stream, which is always lively, please do that. And please be willing to support. That would be fantastic and appreciated. I've got a couple new things on YouTube. I did drop a little bit of a commentary that I ripped out of the stream from last Sunday. If you watched last Sunday's stream, you don't need to watch it. But just some quick commentary on the CC situation. I did do some pop-ups in it just to illustrate some of the things I didn't talk about. And generally what that came down to is obviously people feeling mistreated, and then a lot of people upset about loot box style mechanics pervading World of Warships. So the Mighty Jingles had a very interesting comment in a follow-up video he did just yesterday, I believe, which kind of like even a lot of the free stuff now they're giving us through crates. So they're just conditioning us to get used to opening crates, so when we want to buy crates, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal. So I'm not super happy about the loot box mentality that's been taking over to a degree the PC side of the game, and not going to talk about in any way supporting that. But anyway, we've also got a quick video as well on map deployments, 5 things to avoid when you're deploying, so you can kind of learn by what not to do. Hopefully that's a useful video for people who are newer to the game or just struggling with why do my teams lose? Why is my win rate less than 50%? Is part of that maybe on me? So some things to try not doing. And then we have the treasure hunt going on. Don't forget about that. I think there's 5 or 6 days left of the treasure hunt. I'm still on the first page. I'm not really worried about completing that. I got Shinonome for free on PC, I realized, through a free campaign that was not hard to complete. So the fact that someone has to drop 9,000 doubloons for a chance to buy a Shinonome seems odd when it was a totally free ship from the starter learner campaign on PC. You judge that. Back to what we were just talking about with regard to revenue mechanics. And then rank battles. Are those still going on, or did I miss that? I may have completely missed that. Or is that going on this weekend? I played a couple rank battles in PC yesterday for the first time in eons. I went 2-0 and I've said, I'm out. So anyway, hey, that's the quick recap. Bussy said English humidity is the worst. Oh, simply because of you don't have air conditioning. That makes sense. Yeah, air conditioners in some cases can dehumidify to a degree. A lot of people here where I live have heat pumps, so they're not as good as drying the air. They just kind of transfer heat from cold air under the ground that's pulled from under the ground to warm air above the ground. So I don't think they dehumidify very much. Bussy said it's not just something companies building. Businesses feel like they need to have in. So when we get the times of high humidity, it's a killer. Yeah, your builders don't put them in, and then when it spikes like it can, then you suffer, right? I grew up in Southern California without air conditioning, so it was a random 2 weeks of the year, maybe 3 weeks where it was really hot. But I remember sitting in school, which schools had no air conditioning either, just baking, and they'd have one rotating fan for the entire classroom of 30 kids. So you tried to hope that you were sitting near the fan, and it's like every 20 seconds it came by, you were 30 seconds. Like, but yeah. Go to Home Depot and get some window air conditioners or a swamp cooler. Yeah, like swamp coolers work by pulling humidity out, right? Same kind of concept, I think, as a heat pump. Hey, Goat, how are you? Good to see you. Hey, let's bump back to where I have to show my face. Got a new face cam, so hopefully things look a little clearer. It's not completely as built. It's supposed to hold all of its settings every time you reboot it in a flash memory in the camera. That doesn't seem to be working yet, so I'm assuming they're going to update their software, but it's got a better sensor in it than most webcams, so hopefully you guys can notice a difference. I'm waiting for Tactic Angel to come by and say, wow, your camera looks clear, because he was always the first to comment. Anyway, I feel at least I'm brave enough to show my face. which is a risk. It's a gamble. Moist got the Oklahoma today. What do you think about the Oklahoma? I'm close. Let's see whereabouts we're at. Bureau. I'm pretty close to finishing this. I have Oklahoma on PC. Whoops. It's Legendary Birthday. Star Spangled Fleet, right? Okay, we're in the last segment. But it's 3 of 10? Yeah, we'll be getting there quickly. Pretty quickly. I do need to just bump up. Who's the other commander? Gleaves? Yeah, I need to bump him up and get this going faster so I can start the Legendary Birthday project. But Oklahoma is really slow. I mean, it's typical U.S. Dreadnought style battleship, right? Slow, really good guns for its tier, but a super long reload. It's like a 40-second reload on PC. So yeah, it is okay, right? Hey, there's Hitman. It's right up Hitman's alley, though. It's like a tier 4 California, kind of, but more painful on the reload, and maybe not quite as fat. I've had some games on PC with it where I've just gotten ganged up by the other team. It's hard to get out of an area if you're getting ganged up on. I will say that. Hey, Automatic92, how are you? Good to see you. Hope you're having a great day, great evening, great morning, wherever you're at. We are just going to grind some quick solo progress here, hopefully through our shakedown trials for this week, and do a little commentary as we go along. Except I hope my kids aren't trying to hijack my Xbox right now, because it just disappeared. It's blipping out. I'm not in the same room as the Xbox, so occasionally they forget that I'm using it, and it's bad. It's only an occasional thing. All right, guys, we're going to work left to right. We're just going to start with Tennessee. I hope it's good games for me, Automatic. I haven't really started yet. Like, I had a good night 2 nights ago when I played, and I'm coming off like the most epic one-day 11-0 run that I've ever had in quite a while last Sunday. So that was fantastic. I should just keep triple booster on this guy. I'm gonna keep a triple booster on Tennessee and move to a double on my other line grinds. Let's take off this booster. We'll just save our credit boosters for our premium ships, and we start running those again. I've been doing so many line grinds. I don't have that many credits. I only have 10.5 million credits. I don't have the Vanguard yet, Moist, but I had a really good game last Sunday in the King George V, so I'm pretty close now. Like, I'm closing in. I forgot I haven't been playing Gneisenau, so like I'm close on Gneisenau, Lyon, King George. I'm getting there close enough now in Tennessee to North Carolina. North Carolina, to me, feels like it's going to be top tier, even though, let's see if I can pull up Chrome properly while we're waiting here. I hope you guys saw the best thing about my Kansas on PC is the camo, and they are offering the Golden Eagle camo. I know something like this was out for Florida, but the graphics on the funnel are really cool. I mean, it's hokey. It's not realistic, but I do like the Golden Eagle with the big eagle head on the front. It's a little cartoony, but I think it's funny, and I like it. It, to me, again, is my favorite part of my Kansas on PC. Though, again, I can't speak poorly of Kansas here with Hitman here, because he's going to wind up rocking that ship. I'm sure some of you guys will. And I could play it, and I probably will play it. Obviously I'll grind through it if I like playing North Carolina. So we'll get it at some point. And it sounds like you can get the reload down a little less time than what I have mine on PC. I heard people are maybe into the low 30s-ish. So, and Hitman, we did mention that your stream's going on tomorrow. Stream for charity for veterans causes. So again, Hitman's here in the house. If you have any questions to ask him, like time conversion. No, I'm not going to make you do that, but definitely, it's something we should support tomorrow if you have any time. I have to referee in a 3v3 football tournament in the morning. Soccer for you Americans out there, so I'll be trying to hop on when I get home. So I'm going to have parents yelling at me. Oh, sorry, guys. Thank you. Back to the screen. I'm going to have parents hollering at me all morning. Because I'm not used to reffing soccer. I coach often, but I used to do linesman when it was a parental volunteer required. But haven't done that for a while, so it's going to be interesting tomorrow. You're not on YouTube with me? Is YouTube not working? Actually looks like YouTube's working for me, Garrus. Sorry, we're getting smacked while we're not paying attention. Everyone's lining up on me. Let's get this Macarena Rav. Is YouTube bad or something? I don't know. I can see it, but I'm not on YouTube with you. Hey, Mikey Alberti, how are you? No, I wish I had rum. It is just coffee. Just coffee. I did some work today and got a little sleepy. I've been working from home because we have some people who've been doing some work at our house. So got a little tired, took a short nap before I went and got my daughter at school, and then just a little coffee to wake up.
Nice work. Nice work.
So yeah, it's cool seeing a couple of you guys out on YouTube live, and we got our Twitch side live. I'm multi-stream. I don't have a Twitch contract, so if you don't have a Twitch contract, you're allowed to basically stream to both platforms at once, which is what I prefer doing because it's just more fun. And putting some time into my YouTube page, I like to just have my streams go park out on YouTube so people can view them later if they want. And thanks for those of you who viewed any videos that I put out there. I know Mikey and Garrus have both commented out there. It's very much appreciated. It's a lot of work getting a YouTube channel off the ground. Hitman is one of the hardest working Twitch streamers in World of Warships, and I'm not the hardest working YouTuber, but man, I'm finding out how much time it takes. Alright, how far do we want to push? Thankfully the New Mexico's not lining up on us, but we have 2 battleships. Okay, we gotta get back onto the New Mexico. We took his health down pretty good after we got him with that Citadel. Let's see if we can get the taco tickler out. I don't even want to try to translate what he's going with on that. We're kind of try to keep it as family friendly as we can. Okay, we're able to turn into the Fuso. So I just like to pop out enough to get my rear turrets on target, and then as soon as I'm almost turned there, I'll actually turn the stick back the other direction. So I'm already initiating the turn again, the opposite direction when I am firing my guns. See, and I ruined my good streak of teams. We're already down 2 ships. That's just a typical night in the neighborhood, right? Treading water, being 50-50. Okay. We got one. If I go wide to the right of this rock, well, I'd be giving full broadside of the New Mexico, which I don't want to do. But even worse, I'd be getting way too far right and not be able to get back central at all. Looks like our team has picked up a little bit of slack. New Mexico outguns me. Bussy, off to sleep now. Need some rest. Oh yeah, you do. You do. Hopefully you don't get any trolls showing up tomorrow on your 12-hour stream. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. I appreciate it, as always. Hitman's gonna tell everyone in the schedule section of the channel the time. Oh, your time conversion. Awesome. That's great. We don't want to push too far ahead because then we're going to be showing broadside to the Fuso. Unless he's coming, he might be pushing forward. Check that. Looks like he's getting behind the rock. So we're going to go ahead and go forward and challenge the New Mexico. Oh no! course, the one DD is over here. Alright, I'm dead. Bastard. Ah. Well, I don't think we were going to win that anyway. Where is the DD icon even on my screen? I guess that's my mistake that he had blipped on my side. So there is a shaded out icon for the DD for the other team that I missed at our cap area, which a cap if there were a cap here. So I should have been paying closer attention to that. That's my bad. But not a lot I could have done, because once that New Mexico came around the corner, if I actually tried to steer out left out of that situation, he would have just completely pasted my broadside. So, and I couldn't tell that I was spotted by a DD because I knew the battleship was spotting me. So sometimes you're just not going to win those confrontations with a stealth DD. That was a pretty easy kill for him. Mikey says, you have much experience with the French or Italian cruisers? Yes, I do have a lot of experience with the French. I really love the French cruisers. I've played them all the way to tier 10 on PC and now all the way to tier 7 here on Legends. Let's skip around a little bit. That was not a great warm-up game, but since you're asking, we are working on one French cruiser right now, so we'll skip all the way to Charles Martel. It has a lot of the characteristics displayed in the rest of the French cruiser line. I'll be honest with you, I have a couple premium Italian cruisers on PC, and I've played, I think, to Zara on the PC side, which I believe is tier 7, but I haven't gone past that. On Legends, I'm still around tier 4, tier 5 on Italian cruisers. So we're not quite as far along the food chain yet. Lil Weezy, hey, thank you. Good to see you. And hey, thank you for hosting the stream. Very much appreciated. Thanks for dropping by. All right, where were we? We're going to bump over to Charles Martel. So just really quickly, the hallmarks of this ship and this ship line in general is mobility. So when you look at things like the stats, survivability is not your friend. You're going to get citadeled. You're going to get citadeled from multiple angles, unfortunately. They're big hulled ships. They're not easy to hide. They're not low profile like the Japanese. But they are relatively nimble when they're fully upgraded and when you use things like rudder shift modules to help out. So survivability is low. Artillery is actually pretty strong. The HE is good and the AP is good. Neither of them are great, but they're both very workable. Fire chance, not exceedingly high, not nearly as good as Japanese cruisers, for instance, but good enough. Rate of fire is decent. It's more better consistent alpha strike. They have 10-kilometer torpedoes and they're faster speed than the Italians. So definitely a benefit there. I took out a Champagne in the stream last Sunday from like a 10-kilometer launch, which is just insanely fun. Decent AA, not the best, not American AA. Maneuverable, yes. Concealment, okay. And what you see here is I have a 13-kilometer concealment or detection range on Charles Martel. It's not great because I have gone, I believe, with double rudder shift on my module choices. Whoops. It's one of the few that I rig this way. But yeah, I believe I've got double rudder shift on this guy. All right, let's load in. Oh, I take that back. I have one rudder shift, and then I've got... no, I do have double rudder shift. Double rudder shift in range. So I don't have the concealment mod. So we're kind of playing and using our ability to open water kite and maneuver away from salvos rather than be stealth. So what I'd characterize, if you wrapped it up in a nutshell, with the French is versatile. Lots of tools. The only bummer about Charles Martel is you have to trade your airplane for your heal. You don't get both. On PC, you get both because you have 5 consumable slots, not 4. So that's kind of a bummer, and I feel like you need the heal because you're fragile. So I like having that plane to enhance your AA and to spot for yourself when you need to in a pinch. You don't get that on Charles Martel on Legends, but still a strong ship. As the line goes down, I like all of them except La Galissoniere is not my absolute favorite. It's not as good as the de Grasse, which is one of my favorite ships in the game, which is the premium. Premium tier 5 French cruiser on Legends. It's tier 6 on PC. Good line. Yes, Lil Weezy, colorblind mode is on. I have trouble with red, so it turns it more to that yellow, so I get called the mustard guy, the mustard man, by some people who drop by quite often. So, yeah, Italian I don't like as much. Maneuverable, lower profile, have the engine smoke, also fragile, not as high rate of fire, not as high alpha strike guns. I'll have to kind of pay attention a little bit or I'm going to get wasted. You have to be careful. You have to be dialed in when you're playing these cruisers that are especially, you know, mostly open water cruisers, and we're in a legendary match. Hi, Fleet Admiral HE Spam. How are you? Yeah, I'll do count-ins. I'll try to remember count-ins for the next round. Gonna be doing mostly tier 6, tier 7 tonight. I am gonna drop back down to 5 to try to get a win on Tennessee though, and then it'll be all tier 6 and tier 7 after getting a win on Tennessee. And Mikey says de Grasse a beast. If you don't like cruisers or haven't played a lot of cruisers and you want a cruiser that can teach you how to play cruisers, I highly recommend de Grasse. Oh crap, we got a 4DD game. So, thankfully there's only one battleship though, but it'll probably be on my side. Probably wind up being on my side. So we're gonna risk a little bit, show broadside to the sea area one more time, and then loop back around. I have no support over here for spotting. So thing is, if I stay spotted and I'm not awares, you know, one broadside salvo that gets 2 or 3 citadels on you is really gonna wreck you and ruin your game. Yeah, I usually do the countdowns on the Twitch side, and it seems to work out for people, the timing wise. So even if they're over on the YouTube side, can definitely do that. Kara's Captain Mustard. It's too much like Clue, isn't it? Colonel Mustard. Maybe that's why you think you like it. That Wichita 8 torps, total torp soup. We'd like to get a Wichita out. Wichita has way better armor than me. That was not nice. Okay, we hit speed boost. Gonna use a heal. He knocked out our torpedoes. Now we'll switch to AP on the Suzuya. I'm not going to hit an island. I can't really look. Can't really check over my shoulder too easily right now. Let's see if we can get a taste of the AP. Okay, there we go. Costly. Costly, but there's a lot of traffic in that cap right now. I don't usually like to trade that much hit points at the start of a game. Oh god. Oh, it said I was going to hit an island. But we do have a heal, 2 heals left, so let's see what we can do. We got a little bit of gray. Damage stack, as they call it. The stack is the hit points you can recover when you use your repair party. Uh-oh, there's the Wichita. Oh my. He's changing direction, looking at his smoke. Oh, he was going to change direction, now he's not. So I'm just looking at the direction of his smoke. It's blowing towards the bow, so now I know he's going backwards. Wichita, not easy to citadel, unfortunately. Oh, crap. Let Cleveland get over there so fast. It's a little hectic. I'll check chat when we get a little more calm here, you guys. Okay, now we got a DD. Shoot. I'm gonna prioritize the DDs. Shima is going away. Gonna throw this heal on just so we don't get dev struck. Ah! Dang it! I hit my sonar. Hit the old sonar by accident. Okay, I do need to check. Okay, got Shimikaze for some damage there. So what increases the mobility even more on the French cruisers is their engine boost. So you get 2 or 3 minutes of pure ability to run around and evade salvos and torpedoes even better. My least favorite mechanic on Legends, guys, is the way the gun lock works on Legends versus using your mouse on PC. It's me too hard looking over my shoulder, so let's go forward and help on the Kleber. I don't want him dumping torps on this Jamba. We'll keep it French and in the family here. Okay, we have an Ochakov. Ochakov should be able to deal with Kleber pretty effectively. Let's keep our guns pointed that way. Hey Skeeth, how are you? Good to see you. Wheezy said, this might have been first, second time watching, followed you when you popped in on Hitman streams. Yeah, oh yes, thank you. I do remember that. Hitman's always really nice to give people a shout out for me. And remind me, guys, remind me to do a shout out with his link in case you're not following him so you can catch his stream tomorrow. I'm going to hazard to try to do that. On the Twitch side, you'll see that, and you'll see it in the multi-chat on screen if you're on the YouTube side. Hitman, I'm not sure if you have a YouTube channel or not. Okay. Other reason I want to get out of Dodge, get out of that hot zone, was that we've got a good lead. Look, we've got a ship lead now, but we have 4 DDs to deal with, so I want to try to hang around in this game and help my team with these destroyers. So thankfully, we have 4 cruisers left, but we've lost 2 of our DDs. Man, it is a torp soup to the max. Don't have super long main battery range in this boat, but I don't do any of the cruiser builds where you're at max range, honestly, except for maybe Admiral Kutuzov. Because Kutuzov can park and sit and smoke, so you can kind of use that really long range when you're static. A lot of my other cruisers, I'm on the move, so I don't take like max range builds on something like Suzuya or other mobile cruisers. Ochakov, I don't do that. Don't really see it as a long range HE spammer. I see it as more of a cap control type shit. I want to get out here in front of JB. Again, totally like an idiot burned one of my sonars. We have 2 caps. Where that DD? Oh, dude.
Torpedoes dead ahead.
I'm gonna swing the butt. So that's just kind of... Oh my god, dude. No. No. You're headed in. Okay, we have what looks to be 2 DDs teed in on us. I'm gonna switch to armor piercing. See if I can catch the Cleveland broadside. This is gonna be a challenge, people. Damn it. There's just so much shit in the water right now. Smart Cleveland, he's bowing. So we're gonna switch to HE. Try to wiggle a little bit. Just throw him off. If he sets me on fire right now, I'm in some serious doo-doo. Wiggle, wiggle. Okay, Shimikaze. It's time for a payback. You just sit there. You sit in your smoke and let me use my sonar that I have left. Someone took out the other DD. Holy moly, you shot him.
Torpedoes dead ahead.
Kleber's here too. Awesome. Ah! All right, well, the team is in good shape. So we did a decent roll for our team by pushing into that area and helping make sure B got secured. And then second, just kind of figuring out where those two guys are, making them smoke up, making them kind of hole up. We're actually looking like we're going to take possession of the C cap. We got a big points lead. We have 3 cruisers and an equal number of destroyers. So that's a little tough when there's 2 of them keying in on you. Man, those legendary tier torpedoes hit hard. So hey, Mikey, that's a little bit of a, not my best game, but not a terrible game either with regard to contribution and what a French cruiser can do. We got a little closer in than I would generally be to some of these cruisers in the middle of that action. Usually I like to operate between 12 and 15 kilometers in a ship like this and a lot of the other French cruisers, and then close in the end game. It would have been great if I could have taken these DDs on one at a time. Then it would have been a big advantage to me. Though the French cruisers are not the best anti-DD cruisers because their rate of fire is not super high. It's not a Cleveland, it's not an Atlanta. I prefer an American cruiser or even a German cruiser with rate of fire, but still can definitely get the job done versus DDs. Hitman does have a YouTube channel with the same tag name. Okay, just export your streams to it. Okay, I'll have to make sure I grab a follow over there for you, or a subscription. Free subscriptions on YouTube, you guys know that, right? Wheezy, back to Wheezy. Oh, Fleet Admiral HE spam is now you, Moist. I think you changed your name a little bit. You did change your account name. Okay. Wheezy, so Normandy, I like Normandy. I like Lyon too, actually. We'll count in. We're looking like we're gonna win that game. So getting in and getting that Suzuya kill and getting some hits on some of those destroyers, flushing them out. I feel like we helped. That boat is not fun when it's not upgraded, I will tell you that. You have to get all the parts upgraded before it really performs to its max potential. So I see that on Discord or on Reddit a lot. People going, this ship's not very good, I just got it. And then, well, they haven't even upgraded it yet. So please don't judge a lot of the ships until you get them fully upgraded. A lot of them are real poor performers relatively to where they will be when they're not upgraded. Though if any of you guys are World of Tanks veterans, you'll know that ships are way better stock than tanks were stock. That is for sure. Some pea shooter gun that can't penetrate anything in a lot of cases. Okay, so let's find Normandy. So Normandy, Wheezy, again, I like the French battleship line, similar to the cruiser line, is relatively mobile, good top speeds. A lot of guns, but not the highest caliber guns. So the AP, a lot of times, if I'm any bit of a distance away from, say, a battleship, I won't really aim waterline and try to get citadel hits. I'll aim at the armor belt, you know, kind of just where the deck line is, or just below the deck line, and hit above the armor belt into the casemate and into the superstructure casemate. So that's kind of the one thing. When you're closer in, obviously you can citadel people, but you're going to want to use a higher aiming angle up on enemy ships with your AP rounds in a French battleship when you're further away. Kazman G07, thank you so much for the follow. Very, very much appreciated. As I say, every single person who follows on Twitch is appreciated. Everyone who subscribes on YouTube for free. The lingo, I don't know why they had to do different lingo on the two sites, but totally appreciated. Thank you for stopping by. We're just doing some line grinds tonight and working on our weekly Havoc, and we'll be playing tiers 6 and 7 mainly, except for Tennessee. So, but the HE is also workable on the French battleships when you need to use it. And then again, decent mobility. Like, I was watching a streamer I like, Chaos Machine GR, yesterday play ranked on PC, and the leagues there were first is tier 6 sprint, and then it's linked and you jump into a tier 8 league after that. in ranked, and he played all Normandy for the entire ranked, and I didn't even see him lose in like 3 or 4 hours. He kicked ass and basically ranked out in 3 or 4 hours through the first series, the first sprint, all with Normandy. So it's a good boat. Very little anti-aircraft protection. That's something the French battleships are not fantastic at mid-tier. If we look at stats, the AA defense is, I think, about the worst of a battleship in the game at its tier. So, but everything else is, in the artillery is good because a lot of guns. Survivability is decent. Maneuverability is decent. No battleships have great concealment. Okay, so we're going to do a count in. Hey, we hit a milestone. We won the game. So we're 1-1. No, oh my God. Are you kidding? Did we win that Tennessee game? I'm going to be completely 1,000,000% shocked. Oh my God. We won. That's crazy. It did not look good for our heroes, but we had 2 destroyers left alive. So look at our Mutsu and Mahan, or Mutsu and Minakaze ran rampant. Thank you. Thank you. See, Mutsu, not all bad, but our Mahan and Minakaze must have had good games finishing. And we died relatively early, but we grabbed a 4th place. So, and then how we do in this game? We got a 3rd because we got damage on destroyers. So we only had a 50,000 damage total. But you guys know it's on a percentage basis when you're hitting ships with lower HP pools. So you get 10,000 on a destroyer. That's like getting probably 30 or 30,000 on a battleship of the same tier. Oh my God. We're like 13-0 right now. I shouldn't say that because I'll lose. It's the best game ever. World of Warships Legends. Okay, so let's do tier 5 for anyone that wants to count in. I'm going to do the count in on the Twitch side. It usually works out if people want to jump in on the YouTube side too, though. It's a little more of a delay if I try to do the count in on YouTube. Kazman says, would you recommend AA on the Champagne strictly? Champagne is a boat that I like. I did a video on it on it's my hardship series, some of the harder ships to play. But Champagne has some of the best guns in the game and can citadel almost any ship in the game from distance. So it's a standoff ship, Kaz. You don't want to get close with it until late game. I mean, it has mobility and it can flank, but you don't want to get in a flanking position where you get isolated and you get focused. You don't want to YOLO rush early and get focused. Your armor is trash. It's the worst armor at its tier on a battleship in the game. But its guns, besides the 18-inch monster guns of Georgia and Yamato, are the best in the game for 16-inch guns. So it's a balance. I think it has better AA generally than some of the other, well, definitely better than the mid-tier French battleships. But as far as an AA build, if that's what you're asking, I didn't take any additional AA modules or skills on it. But, you know, that's all debatable based on how the meta changes. So I do have the fighter, and I probably have the fighter, and I just got lazy and didn't switch over to the secondary targeting. But again, I'm not going to play this as a brawler, so that's why I have a plane versus the secondary module. If you're getting in early to try to brawl with people in Champagne, it's not going to go well for you. So I guess that's the one enhancement that I have to AA, is having the fighter. That's kind of what you're asking. My commander has no AA specking, and from an upgrades perspective, we've got main armaments. We've got rudder shift because you want to dodge shells at distance. The wonderful target acquisition system, which I think is kind of a trash $2 million spent personally, and reload. So that's how I'm running Champagne. And I'm going for more offensive skills. I'm really trying to bring the reload down and some other things. But let's jump back to Tennessee. God, and the other thing I'll complain about is the scroll. I hate the scroll. And I don't have things filtered down precisely. I know. Why do I run aiming systems on Normandy? If you're asking if it's a choice between the AA module and aiming systems, I just don't think it's probably enough of a boost in AA to take it over the aiming systems. I'd rather have the main battery punch 9 times out of 10. Every once in a while, you're going to get focused by someone, but not that often in a CV. So that's why I would go for, personally, the accuracy upgrade over the AA upgrade in that first module slot. Personally, you know, everyone to each their own. Moist, I'm going to wait till I hit 100 crates, and then I'm going to open them all again with the single open button. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I said tier 5, so let's do tier 5. I'm going to do one more game in Tennessee, just because look at this. I'm knocking on North Carolina's door. 21,000. Okay, are you guys ready? We'll do 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. So yeah, Mikey, you look like you're Italian based on your colors and your last name. So I don't have anything against the Italian cruiser line. And I know we're going to probably wind up getting the Italian battleship line soon. Giulio Cesare is one of my favorite battleships in the game. I should have bought it when it was on sale at Christmas, but I bought Scharnhorst. But I will buy that boat at some point. I have it on PC. It's one of my favorite battleships in World of Warships PC. So that is a great, I think it's going to be a pretty good line, the German battleship, or sorry, the Italian battleship line. I do have Roma. I just haven't played Roma a whole lot to get used to it. But I think the Italian cruiser line, if you get to the top tier ship, which is Venetia on PC, and then, what is it, Amalfi here? I'm blanking. The top tier Italian cruisers are very good. Just kind of the middle tiers are kind of midland. I just feel, for me, the French line's more of a strong match with how I like to play all the way up the tiers. There's, again, Galissoniere I only don't like as much because I like de Grasse so much better, and they're sister ships, really. And de Grasse, I think, just has more tools, and the soft stats on the guns must be better because the gunnery feels more comfortable. And I believe de Grasse has the airplane for self-spotting, and you don't get that on Legal. The French line I totally recommend, and French battleship line. Check the roster. Don't drive a Fubuki when I'm driving this, Moist. That is so unfair. Come on. Shift rudder. Okay, as soon as I fire at a ship that I'm showing some broadside to, I immediately just start turning in. Just immediately get your nose into them. A lot of times you will wind up not taking as much damage, just like that. One of his shells went over, and one just kind of had a minuscule amount of damage. Even in a battleship, guys, just change your speed and direction with frequency. It's when you're driving in straight lines at constant speed that you are most in danger of getting worked over. In this case, I'm not going to go parallel to West Virginia. I'm going to actually turn away, and that's going to set me up not being broadside to this New York who's coming through as well. Okay, we're going to have to use damage control. Oh my, Marblehead. Use your quick commands, guys. You never know. I actually think the quick commands work more often than not. Oh, probably let him too much. Nope, okay. That's not a strong play in the Marblehead, guys. The Marblehead is basically Omaha class. Oh, you know Marblehead has torpedoes, right? That's the one difference in Marblehead, mainly, is that it's, besides the cooler camo than Omaha, it's got better torpedo firing angles. You can fire them nearly forward. I can't turn in on this New York because I'm going to show broadside of the ship to my left, which is a battleship as well. And there's DDs setting me on fire, so we're going to try to turn out and regroup. B cap is lost. We did take C, though. We are down a boat. So whenever you're lining up on one ship, especially in a battleship, just, well, it goes for cruisers too, just make sure you're not giving full broadside to another ship. In cruisers, I'm always running Ingenious, so I can always see if there's a second ship targeting me. But I don't run Ingenious, and it's not typically offered on any battleship commander, so. On PC, you have the ability to use what's called priority target, and you can put that on any boat you want. So you do specializations now, but you can get by class on PC, but which you didn't before. They were all the same vanilla skills. But you can put priority target, which is basically Ingenious on any boat. And I kind of like to know how many ships are aiming at me. You're 7 kilometers behind me. Yeah, you are.
All stations, concentrate fire on the
I have AP loaded, but... Oh, you sucker! You sucker! I told you not to play that ship. Thank you, Moist. Thank you so much for enhancing my gaming experience. You better not have been stream sniping. Good torps. We're down severely. We lost the other side pretty strong, it looks like. All right, well, that means you don't get to count in again until the game after, probably, because I'm going to jump out. Gotta maximize my time usage, but that was a good play by Moist. He saw I was focused in on those battleships, and that's the time to take advantage of battleships when you're in a cruiser or a destroyer when they're distracted. So, again, it's difficult when you're in that situation and you're spotted, and you don't know that there's a destroyer spotting you too, because you know a cruiser or battleship's spotting you. When you're alone and no one else can detect you and you get blipped that you're detected and you can't see an enemy ship, then you know there's a destroyer near you. But in that case, it wasn't gonna happen. Yeah, Moist deserves a little bit of a stream sniping paddling for that, for basically mocking me that he was close to me after he launched his torpedoes. I did kill you that time though, didn't I, when you were in your Fiji? No, I was in my Fiji and you were in your Nelson. Wasn't that you? Didn't I torp you then? If so, we're even. But that was a good angle on his torpedoes. Yes, it was. I'm going to get that and repost it. No, that was a good play. Good play by Moist. That's what Japanese destroyers are supposed to do. All right. So, there's DeGrasse. It's got the camo similar to the Jean Bart. That was an actual historical camo. Not necessarily on DeGrasse, though, because DeGrasse was captured by the Germans when she was only a hull. They were going to turn her into an escort carrier, and then basically resource limitations kept her from getting finished. But those janky angles, I guess, threw off enemy gunners. Just that's what attracted me to buying this ship, I think, was I love the looks of her, and she's super fun to play, too. We're going to stick to our grinds, though. Wheezy is asking about Normandy, so let's play Lyon. Let's play Lyon. Because it's going to translate. Normandy and Lyon are actually very similar. It's a good flow between those two ships. Not a great flow from Lyon to Richelieu with the front-mounted turrets. It's a very different experience, but when you're going on to Lyon from Richelieu, it makes a lot of sense. Let's back off some of this. We'll keep our double booster. We've got enough of those. I just like to use a double booster when I'm doing line grinds. Keeps us going quicker. And let's check really quickly. Let's check our anti-aircraft defense. See, it's much better on Lyon. Look at the number of guns. Like there was like 2 tiny paragraphs or 2.5 tiny paragraphs on Normandy. So big upgrade when you jump up to Lyon. You still have a lot of guns. You have 16 guns on Lyon. I call it the French Fuso. But survivability is not great. None of the French ships are super strong. And something, battleships, well, it's any ship really. But something you need to be aware of in the French battleships is that the superstructure armor is thin. So it can be penetrated by some HE spamming cruisers. So you have to be careful getting too far forward and committed when you're going into a position where you know there's embedded cruisers hanging out behind islands. It's not a great thing. You got to lead so far ahead because the torps are so slow, the Fubuki torps. Is that what you're talking about? Okay. All right, we'll do a count in just in case anybody else is ready. So we're doing tier 6 Lyon. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. You got a pissed off PlayStation player on your team? Oh, the team chat on, nonstop bitching. You know, I have my team chat muted 100% of the time. I was saying the last stream that I had that World of Tanks console cured me of keeping team chat on. I mean, you can mute individual players, but it wound up after a couple years of playing console tanks. There's so many games I loaded in where there was a huge number of people muted. I just gave up on listening to team chat because it was almost always either salty people or drunk people or salty people who, you know, when you could look at people's stats just to out of curiosity, not stat shame on the forums or anything, but you go after the game and check out their stats, and usually the players with the lowest win rates and capability were telling you everything to do in the game that was wrong. So that got a little frustrating. All right, we are top tier. Tears of the Desert, so people jokingly call Tears of the Mustard because of my colors. If it's a green hill background of any kind or reddish, the icons of the players blend right into the mountains. So that's why I need a more contrast in the mountain colors. I think I've run into at least one other person on my stream who've been watching who's colorblind. A lot more men have color blindness because it's on your X chromosome. You only need one bad copy. Oh, saying the reason why the game is shit. Yeah. I don't usually listen to any of those people. And again, running with, you can see the mute. I have the mute on above my patch. Okay, deployment-wise here, guys. I'm not going B. I'm going to support A. I'd rather have us go to A and C than to try to take B. The reason is that if they flank and they take A and C and we're sitting in the middle, we're going to get crossfired. Unfortunately, the DD is middle and spotting me because I'm out of the New Orleans detection range. Oh no, it looks like it's the New Orleans' plane that was spotting me. Only put team chat on an arena. Yeah, I mean, for a while, for a year or so, it was just amusing. Ouch. German carrier? Yeah, damn it. That's, again, the thin superstructure and deck armor. That's one thing that stinks on these ships specifically. But again, with this many guns, I'd rather invest in having the accuracy upgrade than taking the anti-air module. Man, what? He hit me for 16. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. Okay, Mr. York. Ooh, that looks decent. Ugh, we did not get a Citadel. So you guys, I'm sure probably know mechanics on armor-piercing rounds. The further they have to travel, the more energy they lose, and the less likely they are to fully penetrate. So if you've got super heavy AP rounds, like in the US battleships, and Leon is another, or not Leon, Champagne's another one that has rounds that have, I think it's, I want to say it's normalization and corrupt factor. They just get more penetration at distance.
The ship is on fire.
So I don't think like the middle tier French battleships have nearly the good penetration at distance. This carrier is going to harass me pretty much, we can tell. I'd rather turn into the torpedoes, but I'm going to turn away.
Torpedoes astern.
Okay, maybe he was dropping on my friend there. And I'm holding my damage control party for a second fire. That's why I haven't activated it yet, and I'm letting the first fire burn. Be careful. There's a North Carolina there, dude.
All stations requesting fire on the designated target.
Getting focused by that carrier right out of the gate was kind of not so fun. So I'm going to aim superstructure on the North Carolina, but this is where I'll probably, yeah, we're just going to load HE.
Concentrate fire on the concentrate fire on the target.
We'll load HE. The New Orleans is low health. I could kill him with an HE salvo, and I can hopefully bow in, at least set the North Carolina on fire. And again, French HE is good enough to start fires, and decent alpha strike.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
Okay, don't turn, New Orleans. He's back. Oh no, he's back with bombs. Now we're going to try to turn as much as possible. Oh my gosh. Ah, we got him with the fire.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
So hey, that worked out. As soon as I saw the New Orleans was such a low health situation, having the HE loaded for the North Carolina didn't matter. So they've lost 4 cruisers. Okay, 2 of their cruisers on our side went YOLO. Wheezy, do you want to become famous? Yeah, the bots have been bad on Twitch lately. A lot of people have been getting raided by bots on Twitch. Even full-on raids with, and some of them, I guess, spew racist language and stuff. Ah, humans, you know, what they find to spend their time on. Very valued activities, right? Yeah, those are bots. Hey, any of you guys, if you want to communicate with them and get famous, by all means, please do so. I'm not exactly sure how it happens if they, you know, have a dead person who died and needs to leave their inheritance to someone, and all you have to do is give them your debit card number. Surprised Dark hasn't popped in. Yeah, it usually does. Maybe I didn't get a notification saying that he was on. Dark Architect is another visitor to the stream. Great guy, John. If you have not checked out his stream or his YouTube channel, I suggest you do. Okay. 2 battleships, 2v1 on the North Carolina. We're going to take advantage of this situation and push. We actually have decent secondaries on Leon. Given that he's broadside to us, we're going to go ahead and switch to AP. But again, I won't necessarily go unless I'm really close for Citadel hits. I'm going to go for just above the armor belt. And your firstborn. Okay. So we're going to have to show a little bit of broadside. If this guy's smart, he'd be aiming at me. He turned. He turned, but let's see what we can do as far as superstructure damage. Oh, well, that'll get it done.
Ouch, down population, you, bro!
That will work. So let's go ahead and pop a heal, do a repair party. I'm surprised the carrier hasn't been back until now. After, again, he popped us for 16,000. With dive bombers, you want to be turning, not going in a straight line. And he missed. Yes. Obviously, with torpedoes, you want to try to steer directly at the squadron that's bombing you, or directly away. And you get to see Lyon, like Normandy. So easy if you're asking about Normandy. It plays to me really similarly. So it's got this kind of mobility where you can evade some airstrikes. We actually shot down 11 planes. You won't do that in Normandy. It's like 4 guys shooting pistols on deck and hurling baguettes. Yeah, you got to say that baguette joke, right? Kaz says, can you AP BBs with cruisers? Been told to avoid that basically entirely. That is not true. You can even AP battleships with some destroyers. The ZF6, the ZF6 is one that has really good AP rounds. So here's the deal though. Do you see how I just aimed above the armor belt at that North Carolina? That's what you want to do in most situations with cruisers, is not try to penetrate through the water line. You want to aim up higher into the superstructure level, or just above the armor belt. Between that and the superstructure, there's usually a casemate that isn't the full strength of the quote-unquote armor belt. So if you aim in that region with cruisers, kind of up a bit where I just did with Lyon on that North Carolina, you can get 7,000 or 8,000 damage salvos with AP repeatedly. And with rate of fire on a cruiser, it can really add up quickly. So let me just preface that by saying not all cruisers would you want to do that with. I wouldn't do it with most light cruisers. I would do it with heavy cruisers like Baltimore. You can do it in the Charles Martel, which I just showed you. So any heavy cruiser guns that have a relatively good rate of fire and have decent armor piercing rounds, you can full on go at the sides of a battleship, but aim just a little higher than the armor belt. The British light cruisers are an exception. Fiji has good armor piercing rounds. God, leave me alone. Can't really turn left to evade these torpedoes without showing full broadside to the King George. And you're just noticing I'm not bringing my back guns into play right now. He's shooting AP. God bless it. And I'm... One destroyer again. Well, we did well at our cap, but we did not take the B cap anytime soon, and we must have just pushed into pressure and we lost our major ship advantage. So, not great damage total games, guys. I got a little bit out ahead of people, but with the timer where it was that low and us being behind a cap, we had to push. Okay, he's out. If we can get a cap and they're dumb enough to push into us and die, we might catch a win out of that, but not likely. Still possible for a comeback. But yeah, that is... You just want to research individual ships, and there's not as much Legends information out there, obviously, on ship reviews per se as there is on PC. Like Little White Mouse, I was just talking about last week with regard to the CC walkout. If you go to the World of Warships PC, whoops, sorry guys, hit the wrong button there. Wrong button. Let's go to Chrome really quick. I want to show you guys the World of Warships wiki website. This is for PC, but it's super extensive. And the ship characteristics aren't exactly the same, but they're close enough in a lot of cases. They translate well enough from PC to Legends that you can use information here to understand overall how to play ships, though fine details of exact stats might differ. So, for instance, if we looked at cruisers and we looked at Baltimore, for instance, I do have one video where I had a Baltimore and I basically solo one-on-one a King George V at the end of the game for a win, hitting him mostly with AP rounds in the side, just above the belt. I killed him 1v1 outright. I have maneuverability, I have rate of fire, and I was able to work him down with AP, then set him on fire with HE and kill him. Baltimore's tier 8. So Baltimore has super heavy AP rounds, which are a characteristic of the US lines. So you'll get pros and cons, and they'll talk about things like, here, excellent AP shells combined with 10-second reload time on her main battery. Very potent against broadside battleships and cruisers at medium ranges. So the World of Warships wiki is a great resource that, again, this stuff will translate. That same statement is true on Legends as it is on PC. Just, you'll have to know that some of these things, the captain builds and stuff, are not the same. Some of the statistics change as they move ships around from tier to tier. But a lot of the stuff holds. So gun-wise, most of the gun description and lingo is going to hold. So again, it's World of Warships wiki. And the two guys that maintain this, mainly Lord Zath and Sea Raptor, did not walk out. So I think they're going to keep updating this. But I highly recommend using the World of Warships wiki as a resource. So, all right. We'll keep working on a couple battleships here. VannKraken C chat. Yeah, but use the wiki. If you look at a premium ship on the wiki page, there's always a link at the bottom that says, for the premium ship review from Little White Mouse, who's a forumer, who is one of the people who just walked out. She has these amazingly detailed write-ups, far more than that short pros and cons bullet point list. Tons of detail, tons of penetration stats with AP, HE, damage per minute, armor values, maneuverability, all kinds of really, really cool stuff. So I would check that out. What next, Moist? I'm going to tell you a different tier than what I'm actually playing, so you won't load in with a DD on my BB games. Totally kidding. Just need to be on my team, okay? Pray to be on my team. So let's do Synop. So it's gonna be tier 6 again. We did not wind up coming back. I have all these boosters loaded up because last weekend, man, with the 5x bonus was time to just load up. But we'll keep a double booster. We're relatively close to, oh my, 14,000 from Vlad. That's good. All right, you ready, Moist? So we'll do 3, 2, 1, and go. Ready, 3, 2, 1, and go. Yeah, Kaz says the variables on Legends are, to a good degree, the captains and purchase ship add-ons, and that's true. There are some times where a ship changes. The main ones you have to look at are the ones that move 2 tiers. So you're looking at higher tier ships, like, for instance, Siegfried. When Siegfried moved down from tier 9 to tier 7, her bow plate armor value changed to a lower value. So she's not nearly as tanky in Legends as she is on World of Warships PC. Like, you can sail nose in to all kinds of stuff on PC and you're relatively invulnerable. You can't get away with that on Legends. So because of that, it's quite a bit harder to play Siegfried effectively on Legends than it is on PC. You can actually play a full secondary build on Siegfried on PC and get away with it because you can sail in at knife fighting ranges to battleships even a lot of the time. She's got like a Gneisenau hull, right? But playing at tier 9, that's 2 tiers up on the PC side. So any ship that moves more than 1 tier, pay attention to anything on the Legend side. If you look at any of the other streamers, Dark Architect, Spartan, Tactic Angel, if you look at their reviews, and hopefully they'll cover, when I'm doing these ship reviews, I try to cover things like that that evolve and change from the PC side to some degree that you need to be aware of. But still, the main themes translate. Main game mechanics translate. Aiming translates to a good degree. Just we don't have all the cool gun sight modifications that you can make on PC. I'm turning out on Georgia, and that's really dumb right now. But I just don't want to get 1v3 versus battleships. Ugh, and I'm not all the way up on my speed either. I don't use buttons for my throttle. I use like the second control scheme that actually is the left stick that controls my throttle, because that's the way I had it set up on tanks. So I'm probably an odd duck as far as that's concerned.
All forces, provide cover for that target.
Synop's AP is very good. She's decently maneuverable. She has really good bow armor, so I want to get back bow in here as soon as I can. I just didn't want to get where I was pushing in versus 3 battleships right there. And being the lead ship, we're taking a bunch of damage in the stern because it's not well armored back there. I probably could have just done the old reverse bow tank, but I've got too much cruiser player in me. I hate just reverse bow tanking. It's not fun, in my opinion. Okay, now we're gonna try to get turned around. I didn't look moist. Ah! I'm bad, I should have looked. Carry me, buddy, carry me. You're my high tier savior. Stupid Wichita is setting us on fire. Oh God. Ooh, we slapped the Wichita. Okay, we have the fast damage control party. We're limited in number to 4. I'm running
Problem solved, sir.
running a captain skill that gets you 1 extra. I think it's volunteer.
Many thanks.
Really quick reload, a lot shorter than normal damage control party. And the hallmark of this ship really is AP rounds. Oh God, there's a Lenin over there too. Who's the Lenin aiming at? Me, of course. Okay. I'm gonna try to hold course towards the Lenin. I aim behind the Wichita. Wait for him to fire. Then I might try to peel out. This is dicey. So many top tier battleships around me. Someone's gonna catch my broadside, and that's catastrophic in this ship. Lenin's smart, he's just gonna push me now. So we gotta get bow into the Lenin and hope the Massachusetts doesn't come around the corner. And meanwhile, we're gonna be taking salvos from our buddy over there in the Wichita, setting us on fire. I would take a ram on the Lenin. I never ram, but he's probably thinking I might try to ram him. Oh crap. Okay, now we have to hold. This angle I'm aiming a little bit above the armor belt. Call for focus fire on the Massachusetts. Bow into the Massachusetts now. He must not be running an insane secondary build on his Massachusetts, or we'd be taking a lot more secondary fire right now.
I need intelligence data.
Okay. Now we're going to try to get the heck out of Dodge. Guys, you see the Wichita, right? Ah! So, frankly, that Wichita probably could have been hitting me with armor piercing up on my superstructure, but Synop doesn't have a whole lot of superstructure, which is kind of nice. Ugh, lost my friend. Okay, Moist, I need support. Let's actually, I'm gonna switch my turrets and try to look back over my shoulder. If I give any broadside to that Lenin, I'm completely doomed. Looks like he's gonna come out to on the left side of this rock now. Oh, Wichita, I'd love to spank you. He's smart. He's staying behind. Thankfully, I have a cruiser chasing me that has no torps. Maybe I need to keep guns this side. Which side are they going to come out? That's the question, right? This one I do like having a plane. All right. Let's actually go back to plan A. I'm going to steer this way so I can be bow into the Scharnhorst. And I'm going to try to shoot over my shoulder at the Lenin. I haven't had time to look around, Moist. If that's you behind me, let's pop the Wichita first. It's where you really have to make sure you have the correct target selected with your icon. Damn. Is that you, Moist? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna come back around. I'm going for the Wichita. Damn it. Wichitas are hard to kill. You can hold there if you want, Moist. I'll come around the back. Go ahead and use a damage control.
Problem solved, sir.
Scharnhorst is not firing at us yet, surprisingly. Oh, we have a cruiser over here. Crap, Mogami. Okay. He's got 10-kilometer torpedoes. That's just what I'm thinking about. He's on the other side of the rock. I want to help Moist, so I'm going to continue to pursue and help him with the Lenin. Hey, 5 Jumps, how are you? Good to see you. Hope you're having a good start of your weekend. I wish I could say I've started better from a win-loss perspective in a DD punching bag. I'll have shots on the cruiser here really shortly, Moist. Damn it. Who slapped me so hard? Is that the Lenin? Okay, yeah. Well, I kept Moist alive a little longer by taking the Lenin's attention. Are you going for the ram? You don't need to ram, do you? Lenin's got pretty weak side armor, too, or an exposed citadel. Under the guns. Ah, damn it.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
We hit him pretty hard. We have a DD on our cap, though, so it doesn't really matter. The Lenin really wanted that kill. He focused on us. All credit to Moist Dumplings for not ramming, not taking the easy way out. Good kill, guys. Hey, that was a good push, Moist. Way to push against 2 ships. Stay bowing with the Georgia. The Georgia's side armor's not great, but he did a great job of staying bowing and using his bow armor. We wound up with a decent damage total, but we lost the left side of the map pretty quickly. All right, Hitman. Yeah, go get some sleep. Hopefully my happy hunting ratio will improve. Again, I shouldn't have bragged about what I had 13 in a row, so that won't happen for a long time. But hey, I'll try to check you out tomorrow when I get back from my little tournament that I'm doing. So have a great night and best of luck tomorrow. Guys, one more time, gonna shout out Hitman. Drop a follow on the Twitch side if you haven't, because he's gonna do a 12-hour stream for charity for veterans causes. I wanna say he was a Marine himself, if I'm remembering properly. Hopefully this holiday time we can do some more maybe group activities with regard to supporting a charity. That would be really fun if we could do a continuous handoff stream, kind of like was done on PC this year by the Brotherhood of Beards, who raised, I want to say, $24,000 for Save the Children, a UNICEF foundation, which was amazing. All right, we've got our 2 Valiant battleships still alive. One is Moist. Again, I prefer having on my team. But it's going to be a little bit of a lift getting back to the cap in time. We lost our cruisers pretty quickly. And obviously our destroyer. If you're the only destroyer on your team, you probably want to err on the side of not getting detected and trying to live. Because the team that has the destroyer this late in the game versus one that doesn't has a massive advantage in spotting, capping, map control. What's happening to them is what happened to me. Last game. Whoops. You get focused in on... you see, Moist? That's how it feels, huh? You get focused in shooting at capital ships, and then the DDs sneak in the torpedoes when you're distracted. Let's see if we did anything with mission goals on that. We're about halfway through our XP. Need 1.2 million in hit point damage on the main battery. And 60... Oh, we're still trying to get Commander XP. Okay, I need to bump that up. One game we should have that. 89,000 damage, not bad. Not bad. We were first and third. So one thing when you're bottom tier, you guys, you know this probably already, but every bit of damage you do, especially against higher tier ships, just adds up. Adds up to a much higher XP total. So, Kaz, were you in that game too? Is that you, or is that different? Kazuma. Harambe's fist faltered there. I knew things were gonna come back around and not be as fun as they were last weekend. Kazma. Okay, same gamer tag. You can sue him for stealing your tag. Root of your tag. All right, well, let's see. Let's stick at this tier. We need to get a win on one of these ships. Let's go back to... I'm going to go back to Leon. Actually, no, let's do Sinop because we're so close to Vlad. But we're going to bump up our Commander XP. All right, Moist, I know you're ready. Anyone else going to do tier 6? So who has the most keys unlocked on Treasure Hunt? I will tell you what I have. It's not super pretty. While we're pausing here 1 second. Is that World of Warships, Legends, Treasure? I've unlocked 4 more keys today. So here's what I've got. I have not been spending a lot of silver on this. Some of you probably have. Again, I just don't see Shinonome and a chance to win Shinonome as a great deal. So let's go ahead and finish out this row. Hey, a day of premium account. Boosters. Promotion orders. Those are always welcome. And Global XP I always like too. But we have picked up a few crates. The fancier crates being what? Lunar New Year has a chance for a ship. Halloween has a chance for a skin, I think. And then we got 1 Christmas crate, I believe. Christmassy. So, could be worse, but... Again, I'm just again, you get Shinonome for free on PC just for completing kind of the first introductory mission chain that you get as a new player. So spending 9,000 doubloons for Shinonome seems like a big lift. Wow, Kaz has done over 50. Good job. I've taken a few days off. And again, if you want to unlock more keys, grind your premium ships so you can use some of the silver that you're grinding too. I have been only playing basically line grinds, doing tech tree, so I haven't been gaining really much extra silver at all. So I'm trying to keep some silver around because I'm going to want to buy one of these ships that we're going to unlock soon. Probably saving it for North Carolina mainly. Okay, I'm ready to count in. Got a couple more games left in me here. I'm going to do 3, 2, 1, go, and load in. Hopefully get a win. Maybe we can finish up with a couple wins. Ready, 3, 2, 1, and go. Ugh. That was probably our best damage game in a battleship. We haven't been able to get much off the ground. Definitely harder in a battleship when you lose your cruiser and destroyer support relatively early. And that last game was a little tough. I mean, if I had gone bow in on the side I loaded in on and not tried to loop back, I think I would have been completely slaughtered because I had a Georgia on one side, a Lenin, and a Massachusetts on the other, and the Wichita then, who would have just been setting me on fire. Oh, I got Haven. Moist. Oh, what is this? Okay, Kaz, let's do this. We got a small game. This happens occasionally. Okay. Generally, rule of thumb is defend the side that you spawn on, even if there's no cap there. But you don't have to push too far because you don't have any domination caps. So really, if you drew a straight line horizontally across the middle of the map, you don't need to go past that line, even in a DD, in a defend the base game. So we're just gonna patrol this area here. I might use my plane just to get some spotting. I don't know where you load in, Kaz. My DeGrasse is bailing. Got an Atlanta coming with. He doesn't have a lot of main battery range. So Kaz, yeah, if one of you guys comes over with me, at least we'll be able to even this out a little. Yeah, thank you for whoever pinged the map. We don't want to leave a whole side open, especially in a small sided game like this. That wouldn't necessarily be super smart. Ooh, kill the cruiser.
The ship is on fire.
Always good to see a potential Death Wish Pensacola. No, guys, focus the Pensacola first. Okay, we have another HE spammer back there, so I don't want to push into this position and just continually get HE spammed. So this is where, as a battleship player, the better part of Valor is just to spin out of this area. Oh, we got unlucky on that Pensacola. Damn. And just get out of the area here where this guy can just spam me to death. So a lot of battleship players can complain about HE spammers, but they probably just blindly push into that spam. Don't do that. It's okay to turn out and reposition. Especially here, we don't have domination caps. We have, this guy is Crouching Tiger, YOLOing Pensacola. Come on. Okay. You get the hello. Thank you, Kaz, if that was smoke. I'm detected by the plane.
Problem solved, sir.
Dude, you should hang in your smoke. Or was that a flint?
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
I'm going to turn back the opposite direction. Oh, no, that was you, Kaz. Okay. Yeah, I'd try to just jump back in your smoke if you can. I'm going to try to keep the Florida from coming through, or just find an angle where you can HE spam him. If he tries to come through, we'll have broadside on him. I'm going to loop back around. There's no destroyers to worry about. I'm going to go and push him from the opposite direction. So if you cruisers harass him from the front, I'm going to try to get behind him and get broadside fire on him if he's backing straight up. Oh, the Mutsu too. So you don't need to pursue, just kind of corral them. Oh, you've got a Helena too. That's who is HE spamming me.
Fire on the designated target.
Ugh. I've got a Queen Elizabeth over here too. If I go into this area straight in, I'm probably dead. So I'm going to loop back in and try to support you guys from the front. So if I go straight into this alley here, then I'm going to be giving broadside the Queen Elizabeth. You just don't want to show broadside in Synop. So I'm going to turn away, kite out to this area. Just let them... Kaz, come get behind me if you can. Just bail behind me. Ugh. I'm going to have to probably kite away in this situation just because, again, if I go straight in now, I'm going to have this Queen Elizabeth. So, hope the Helena is going to push. We'll try to get the Helena first. Guys, shoot at the cruiser. Let's throw a plane at...
Fighter air.
Mutsu. Okay.
Penetration.
I would just prefer, I always basically go order of operations is destroyers, then cruisers, then battleships. If the battleships don't have their support ships with them, they're really going to struggle. I'm going to try to keep these guys distracted, Kaz. It looks like the Helena is hanging out. Doesn't look like he's coming. The Florida looks like he's holding. Trying to punish the Mutsu. If we can finish off the Mutsu together, that would be good. And then I can loop back around, bow in. One more salvo on the Mutsu, and then we come back in, bow in to the Florida and the Queen Elizabeth. Dude, Mutsu's not as bad. I mean, Nagato's not the best ship in the world, but it's not horrible either if you just don't sit statically broadside to people. That's the worst possible way to play a Japanese battleship. Shit. I'm probably going to give a big hit to the Florida because I'm going to show him my side. Going to call for focus fire on the Helena. I'll probably wind up overpinning the heck out of the Helena. See, he's a little angled to us, which is going to help my shell's arm. Yes, we got more pen. Hitting a cruiser with a relatively thin-skinned hull at an angle is better than hitting them full broadside. Hang in there, baby. Let's kill the Helena. Don't ram him. Don't ram him. Okay, good. Now, we just have to try to get our bow between these two guys. Oh, crap. This is bad. Shoot. This is not as good. Because we're going to have to give broadside to basically one of these guys. So, I might accelerate. Try to stay angled to a degree on Queen Elizabeth. Get fire on him. And then maybe... Again, I rarely ever ram, but this might be the time to try to kill the Queen Elizabeth and ram the Florida, unless my teammates can work down the Florida substantially. Got enough hit points where I could possibly do a drive-by of the QE. Oh, guys, how did you all die? No. Okay. We're in trouble now. The Queen Elizabeth player is a relatively good British battleship player because they're shooting AP rounds at me, which is the right play. I'm gonna go ahead and veer left.
The ship is on fire.
I might be so close that it's hard for the Florida to hit me. We did. He rammed me. The damage total wound up being insane. Oh my god. Okay. So what could have gone different there? If our cruisers stood off a little bit further, Kaz did a great job early on. He just got stuck in no man's land there. So if you're in a ship, especially like Belfast, it doesn't have the best hull. I try to book a little bit sooner when they were still back behind the island there, and then just try to motor and get one or two more islands over where you could reset and maybe use your smoke again. But you did a good job given the circumstances. They all came that way. They stuck together. We didn't stick together so much. We had half our team go the other side, or at least 2 or 3 ships, it seems like we're calling going the other side. But I would have willingly tanked damage for our cruisers if they had stayed a little further back and more maneuverable or behind an island. Because the battleships will get tired of shooting a cruiser that's maneuvering 12 or 15 kilometers away that they can't hit very well. They'll just start shooting at me. If they stay too close, they'll pick the cruisers off first and then get me last, which is what happened. But Kaz did well, got top 3. And I think we got some pretty serious work done. Got our commander XP, a good chunk of XP, ship XP. A win would have been awesome with that total. And we got one of our top 2 finishes. Check chat. It's okay, Kaz. That happens in cruisers. You got stuck in, but I didn't know so many were coming. So the close support was awesome. Then what I do, as soon as you know they're rushing aside and you aren't going to have a smoke available, is just book out, try to get further away, like maybe 10 or 12 kilometers minimum away, get around a corner or be where you can pop smoke. But it happens. That's a weird game too, with such a small-sided team setup like that. Moy says you're going to try to stream on Sunday. I'm going to try. I am going to try. Probably a little earlier again, too. Kaz says, rare to see someone take the hits as a BB. Lots of randoms tend to shy away from damage. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, in a battleship, like in that situation where it's mostly cruisers and then a couple battleships, I need to tank damage for you guys as the cruisers. If I'm back behind you guys, they'll just focus the cruisers down first, and then the battleship is screwed because they're just getting spammed by everyone. As a cruiser player, I try to be equal to or a little bit behind the battleships in most cases. So they're going to be the priority target. They'll get basically the other team focusing on them. They'll distract the enemies to shoot at them, and then I can help whoever the battleship is working on and get them out as quickly as possible. Like when we lost our other battleship there, that really, really hurt. If he had lived a little longer, I think that would have been a very, very close finish. Because if there were 2 battleships around at relatively close range, they would have had to deal with us. Once one of them died, they only had me to worry about shooting every 30 seconds, and they just started picking you cruisers off first. It's a food chain thing. I mean, if you have destroyers, they are the biggest threat, right? They're the silent threat. You saw that in my first 2 games. So you always have to respect that they're out there. You have to respect their visions. When you lose your destroyers, it's a huge hindrance to your team. When a battleship player loses their cruisers, they're just going to get focused down, and vice versa. If you're a battleship and you don't move up and tank damage for your cruisers and you let them die, you're pretty much screwed in a battleship. It's very symbiotic, and that's hard when it's a team game full of, you know, random players. Primata 001, hello. Bob Ross, nice. Nice. Hope you're having a good Friday. Thanks for stopping by the stream. We're going to play another game or two max. Let's try to get this win on Synop. I really want to try to get a little closer to Vladivostok. We're super close. Again, I'm going to have to go back to playing a lot of premium ships just to grind silver because a lot of these ships are going to pop soon. Synop, Leon, Gneisenau, all close to tier 7. So we're making a lot of line grind progress. And I cheated for quite a while on the campaigns. I just played all premium ships. So I have almost all the campaign ships, and I would speed through the campaign steps, but I wasn't getting any grinding done. So we've really stepped back to playing a lot more line grinds, the ships that everyone are going to play every day. But I had a lot of silver. I want to say 70 million credits or something, and I've spent a lot of it. Okay, let's do one more Synop game, and then I'll play a legendary last. How about that? So we'll do tier 6 again, finish up in legendary. Are you ready, Moist? What are we going to play? Is that what you're asking, Primata? I'm gonna play Synop at tier 6. So we're gonna do a count-in on the Twitch side. Ready, 3, 2, 1, and go. I'm glad that I saved my losing streak for tonight and not last week on the 5 times weekend. Whenever you see those 3x weekends pop or a 5 times weekend pop, for sure you want to try to do those. That's time to get in and grind your line grind ships. And then if you finish everything you're doing on your line grinds, then get in and jump in and pump up some silver earnings on your premium ships. And run the boosters, you know. I had all my boosters maxed out on ship XP and credits last weekend. I can't believe we're in week 4 of Shock and Awe. That's insane. Time goes by so fast. Does anyone have the ZF6 at this point? I see a few people talking about it on Reddit. I don't think it's necessarily very well understood by the people that are getting it first. They're trying to play it as a capping knife fighting destroyer, and it's not the same level of knife fighting ability as some of the other German destroyers. T-61 is one of my favorite ships. Very good knife fighter, but you're not going to get that out of the ZF6. Hey, thank you for the follow. Super appreciated. Really, really appreciated. Again, we got a couple games left. This has been another line grind session. Hopefully, if we can get all of our mission goals done for this week's Shakedown Trials, then we can get some premium ship games in, or maybe some division play in on Sunday. Moist, get back on Sunday. But your PlayStation. Keep waiting, guys, for cross-play, so PlayStation and Xbox players can play together in the same division. That would be like the thing that, if I wanted anything right now for them to put into the game, that's what I'd like to have the most. Okay, we have 4 ships going to A, so I'm gonna, and no battleships going to C except for me, so I'm gonna go to the C cap. I'm not gonna go straight up the middle, because again, if I go up the middle and leave C open, then good chance we'll get rolled at C, and then I'm going to be crossfired by someone from the C cap. There's only 2 battleships per side. It's getting spotted by a DD. Most likely, probably somewhere either here or in here. That's probably the Z23, the Z23. Oh crap. The way my modules and commander skills are set up on Synop, I do not have a very long range in this ship. It's
Concentrate fire.
only 14.8 kilometers. Yeah, I figured they shot torpedoes through that gap. And we're low tier. Oh, nice. Yeah.
Requesting fire on the designated.
It's good what our teammate did. I just doubled down on it, just telling your teammates to shoot at that ship, especially when you can kill one of their 2 destroyers. Our Asashio is going a little hard. I'm afraid they're going to die. Ochakov's probably going to take him out. He really wanted that DD kill. But it's probably going to wind up costing him. And it's just very early to die at the 12-minute mark.
Reporting a target position.
Okay. And he should know Ochakov has almost 12-kilometer radar.
The ship is on fire.
We're very likely to overpen the Ochakov substantially when they're sideways to us. In this ship, it has very, very good AP penetration. We did kill one of their DDs at the other cap. Oh, nice hit. Oh, we got to bow in. Get him.
Enemy cruiser founder. Our team is taking the lead. All stations.
Okay.
Position of a strategic target.
Both their destroyers are dead and their Ochakov is dead. That bodes well. Guys, if you didn't get Ochakov and you like cruiser play, Ochakov's a blast. Total blast. Okay, Nelson, we want to hit right here. Right in this front flat area, just inside of the nose. It's where they're super vulnerable. We're committed now. We're going to commit to having to go into this cap. Damn. Belfast doesn't have torps. So we're just going to bow in, stick in right here. Come on, Citadels. Nope, we're overpenning. We're going to hold position here. If I push forward, I'm going to get wasted by these 2 battleships. Come on, guys. Let's get that Belfast out. I know the battleships are slow and clunky to shoot at, but this is where you kill the cruiser. If there's no destroyers left, kill the damn cruiser. That's priority. Okay, we got 1 Citadel. It's almost hard with this ship shooting cruisers so close because your AP is so good, it'll go right through the hull sometimes. That's the overpen mechanic or overpenetration where the AP is so strong it just goes right through 2 thin sheets of metal with not much space in between. The shells don't arm and explode inside the hull. Ooh, yeah, that's what we want. We want him to show us this area right here. Yes, 12,000 at that angle. This is why we rigged this. My Kedrov build is actually to bump up main gun, the turret rotation, AP penetration. Dude, Indianapolis is really not in the right position at all, though. He's not playing that smart whatsoever. Again, going right on this cheek. That's where the Citadels live. Oh, Moise, that's you. I didn't check the roster. You're in your enemy, the Vlad. What, you have to up-tier me now? Leave the Indianapolis alone. He's fragile. You don't want to turn. He's gonna ram you, dude. No, he's gonna get you with his impressive secondary batteries. Who's he gonna shoot at? Oh no, I have really slow turrets. My turrets are too slow. Okay, we're gonna have to go with secondary fire. I was trying to wait for him to be side on to me. Oh, nice torpedoes. Who was that? Our Odin. I was trying to wait for him to be side on to me, and that's another thing that happens. The turrets are so slow on the ship when you're knife fighting, they don't turn fast enough to stay on target sometimes. Moist, that was a valiant effort. I guess I should have just gone for the ram on you, but I was trying to line up a Citadel hit. All right, we got 2 kills. A devastating strike on me? You probably could have. Sorry, Primata. I don't know if you're speaking Italian? Speak un poco español. All right, we have 3 caps. We have a massive points lead, and we're down to 1 cruiser. So I like these odds. We might win. I didn't check the roster, Moist. I didn't realize that was you. I thought, since it wasn't the same tier, it couldn't be you. See, that's more Spanish than I know, Primata. I don't know enough to tell what you're saying. Sorry, my friend. Lo siento. You go Lev Galler? But turret rotation's not an issue on Vladivostok, right? What's the turret rotation speed? Can you tell me on your build on Vladivostok? Kaz, that was you in Indianapolis. You are a brave man. I just shouldn't check the roster. Dude, and you survived that. You reminded me of a light tank in World of Tanks going around the heavy tank when they can't get their turrets turned fast enough. Dude, that was a bold play. I saw you hitting them even with your secondary battery. That's hilarious. That was not a bad time to make that play because we had a good lead. And if you helped take out the, I don't know if you got the nice broadside hit on that Ochakov. That was fantastic. I just barely finished him off. So Wheezy, we're doing okay. I mean, it's 50-50. I had a 180,000 game in the last Synop game because I got a ram kill at the end. That's been the best game. And we've been helping out, but not having as much team cohesion as I like. That was a good game. Moist and I, unfortunately, didn't have much support on one flank in our game on on Neighbors, or that could have been a little bit better. But let's see. Yeah, 3 wins, 4 losses. So we're going to do a legendary tier battle. Abraco do Brasil. Is that where you live? So are you speaking, it could be Portuguese, right? Unfortunately, I only know English as a main language. I wish I spoke more languages. I didn't have to take enough Spanish. And I never lived in another country where I had to speak a language every day, unfortunately. Okay, tier 7 it is. Moist. Kaz, yeah, it's decent armor, especially at range, but it can be Citadel pretty easily. The guns are fantastic. Okay, so weren't you were asking about the AP, right? So let's talk again about AP with cruisers. You can use AP on broadsides above the armor belt with Indianapolis. You can also do it with even Pensacola. Pensacola gets a bad rap. You can do it with New Orleans. So, yeah, let's do legendary. That's fine. What do we want? We want fast or slow? We want crazy or relaxed? Let's maybe do Khabrovsk. I've only played 2 games in this boat. Yeah, we'll do legendary. And then this will be it. Okay, are you ready? You have one picked out, Moist? But yeah, I mean, the American cruisers, you'll get some amazing bounces. Like Baltimore, if you stay bow in, has very good armor. It's not as trollish as Edinburgh. Okay, we're going to count in. 3, 2, 1, go. On the Twitch side, ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. But you can get some amazingly good bounces with the US cruisers sometimes. It just depends on angling. Wichita's very stout if you got her from the campaign, and Cleveland can be difficult to dislodge, especially when they're bow in. Well, Alaska has good armor, Wheezy, and so the thing that I see with Alaska, I mean, it's not going to hold up against the Yamato, right? So you have to be a little bit selective when you show yourself, but you do have to realize that with Alaska, a lot of people fire a decent amount of HE, and really, when I play Alaska, I fire almost all armor penetrating rounds and shoot higher. If you're shooting battleships from a distance, aim up on the superstructure and shoot a lot more AP than HE. Obviously, HE at destroyers and thin-skinned cruisers. Everything else, shoot HP at it. Alaska can be really a good ship. It's not the easiest to play in the current legendary tier meta because there's not enough cruisers in legendary. So you tend to get singled out. So I think it's going to get better. There's a Worcester. Man, don't see Worcesters very often. That's one of the first Worcester. I don't play legendary tier very often. Of course, Moist's on the other side. And a Yamato. Damn it, Moist. I guess we got on the same team one game, right? Better than none. Okay, I'm not going to go to A because we already have a DD going to A. I'm going to go the opposite side. But the deal is this, is that I'm not in a capping destroyer. I have 7.7 kilometer detectability with Cabra. So even though my icon says destroyer, this is more like I'm playing a very small light cruiser. So don't feel obligated to get in and cap right away. With only 2 DDs, this is a decision I might dip into B. But I'm not going to fire anytime soon. I don't want to get detected by the Georgia. I'm going to signal and see we got an enemy in B. I didn't even forget, I have only 6 kilometer torpedo range. God, I hate how it changes, turns your steering off when you go in to look at that. And Cabras does not have a good turning circle, guys. Yeah. We're not going to be able to fire at a whole lot of stuff if we stay stuck in here. I don't want to go across this area and get spotted. So I'm going to bump out where I can start putting some fire on these enemies. Moist is bearing away. Crap, there he is. If I had gone right through that gap, I would have wound up getting spotted by the Shima. Watch the torpedoes, my friend. It's not just how many torpedoes the Shima has, it's the freaking damage on those things. They have a 20 kilometer range option on PC. I'm glad we don't have that here at this point. Just hang in there, Wheezy, on your Legendary Bureau. I mean, be honest with you right now, Legendary tier is my least favorite tier to play. Moist usually talks me into like one game at the end of a stream, but I don't play it often at all because I just don't enjoy the balance in it. Like right now, you know, I'm matched up with another destroyer, but I'm not a capping destroyer, so it's kind of an imbalance. Actually, no, they have a Cabras, so that's fair. When you have a Cabras matched up with something like a Shimikaze, it's not really apples to apples. So time needs to pass. More ships need to get introduced into legendary tier for this to be a tier that I actually would enjoy playing a whole lot. I'm gonna counter the enemy Cabras. Shoot. Is that a Yami? We got stuck in that far. Again, I'm on like game 3 in this ship, so gun ballistics I don't necessarily have completely figured out at this point. Okay, let's see if we can get in and maybe grab some cap pressure though. Yeah, so just play play Alaska patiently. Don't be front line with it. Let some battleships hopefully tank for you. Don't feel like you need to lead any kind of charges. When you're getting fired on by battleships or even a heavy cruiser at a lower tier, try to bow in as much as you possibly can. And try to fire primarily AP rounds. Shoot. Who's spotting me? Just gonna try to... Dang it! Got reset. Shoot. Oh, yeah, there he is.
Engine boost activated.
Get my turrets around. Tell this guy's probably been playing his Cabras a little bit because he's pretty accurate with his aim. Haha, fight fire with fire. Not the skill, but in a revenge sense. They're kind of like Russian cruiser guns on this ship. And I am going to leave the cap just for the opportunity to try to kill off the Cabras. Trying to minimize my exposure to their battleship. He's gonna play the old border hugging game. Shoot. Still have their battleship aiming at us too. Or who is that? Uh-oh. Oh, the Wooster's over there. Damn. Okay. Plot thickens. I'm just gonna hold my fire. Let's get back in the cap. Let's see if we can get this cap. We lost A and B. Oh crap. Shimikaze. Oh golly, 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 golly. Oh my god. Where is he? And this is where this detection distance is a huge disadvantage. Alright, we're just going to try to kite. Kiting is just active maneuvering, typically away from someone shooting at you. Problem is I've got the Worcester here as well. Let's use some smoke. I'm gonna pause in the smoke. I'm not gonna stay here because the Shimikaze will probably tee up this area with torpedoes. It's what I would do. I won't probably be able to hang here for the full duration of my smoke. Kind of checking the cruiser, getting him moving away. God, it's 2 ships to 2, but we cannot get this cap. Where? Oh shit. Pardon my French. Are you freaking kidding me? It's almost like too close to hit. No, you're not gonna tort me. I know what you're trying to do. Holy moly, that was crazy. He came out of nowhere. That got the pulse up. I don't think he got torpedoes off. Whoosh! Okay, that was a good kill. We killed... Ugh, team's dying. Don't die, team! That's kind of dumb going straight into a Khabarovsk when you're massively outgunned, but okay. We'll take it. Okay. The question is, the Khabarovsk is over kind of out of this area. Oh crap, I'm gonna have to make a turn. Yep, spotted. This is not pretty. Worcester's gonna do to me what I did to the Khabarovsk. Or sorry, to the Shimakaze. Ah, no! See how good a cruiser player this guy is. Hit the speed boost.
Engine boost activated.
Ugh.
Main turret critically damaged. The ship is on fire.
If we can get behind this island.
Main turret critically damaged.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me, RNG? Damn!
Critical engine damage.
Almost got there.
The ship is on fire. Destroyed.
Almost got there.
Main turret critically damaged.
Just have no support on this side of the map whatsoever.
Main turret critically
We're gonna burn down. Ah!
The enemy is about to win.
Yeah, we collapsed. I mean, I'd rather have a team where I don't have to be try to be in a cap, be that close in a ship like this. Again, I don't have a ton of experience in Khabarovsk, but it's not a ship that's really a capping and possession destroyer. You want to be second line. You want distracted battleships that you can just be teeing off with HE. So we drew the side of the map with both destroyers. We did win the A cap eventually, but I mean, I don't know what this battleship is doing sitting way over there. I mean, he's not even heading towards the battle, and he's not anywhere in the battle. And he had hardly anybody at his cap. No destroyers. So I think that's it for me, man. I think that's it. But yes, I am going to try to jump back on for sure on Sunday. And who knows, maybe tomorrow later. But kind of thinking Sunday, mid-afternoonish my time. Ish again. Something like that. How'd you do? Are you still alive? Can you jump icon at the same time? I don't know what that means, my friend. Oh, we have a whole 91 points. Hey, Kaz, thanks for coming by. Really, really appreciated. Again, if you have any questions like that, come back in the stream. I will just hit the Discord link. We have good discussions in the Discord. Feel free to jump in over there. Low stress. We just have an area for World of Warships PC and an area for World of Warships Legends. I think Moise comes over in the Discord. We've got some experienced players, even a couple guys that are super testers in Legends that are in pretty regularly. So any good questions or any questions at all, happy to answer. Jump back on. Oh, at the same time? Yeah, it's possible. That might work. Like 4 o'clock or so my time again. The same kind of time slot, which I think is what I did last Sunday. So I'll shoot for that. I'll take a note. That works out for you. Definitely more fun for me to be a little bit more awake. Let's just see how it turned out. I'm interested to see how the results turned out. I think we did pretty well because we killed the Shimikaze. And we got some hits in on their Kaba. But yeah, so we were second, but our team struggled. Good game, Moist. You got me 2 out of 3. Again, we need cross-play divisions, and then we can actually play on the same team every game, right? All right, everyone. I want to say thank you very much for coming by the stream tonight, today, whatever it is your time. Again, final reminder, tomorrow, Hitman 6406, 12-hour stream. Check his Twitch panels for when that stream starts in your time zone. And Hitman runs a really fun stream with a lot of great folks. Chill. He's usually divisioning, so you can watch some division play in action. I don't tend to division as much. But Bussy, who was on early, as well as Hitman's stream. Let me see. Yeah, let me see if I can post a link, Garrus, to really quickly to Hitman's page. Ah, 6406. Twitch. See if this works. That should be the link. So that's the link to his Twitch page. And again, he's a super cool guy. Again, a fun and respectful chat. Just fun, you know, good times. Very little troll action going on in there. Same thing we try to do here in our stream, just have fun. I focus a little more on play-by-play and tips and that sort of thing. He has, again, a lot of great division play, and the example of his play is something to follow because he's a good player, especially a strong battleship player. So, Garrus, thank you so much. Moist. Everybody, let me briefly say thank you to Primata for the follow, Kaz for the follow. Thanks, you guys. 5 jumps. Thanks for coming in. Sorry it was not a 7-0 streak like last Sunday, but it'll come back, right? It all evens out. So hope you guys have an awesome Friday night, and we'll hopefully see you back on Sunday. All things go well schedule-wise for me. So that's it. I'm VannKraken. I am out. Thank you.